Laughter. Can you hear it? No, me neither. Bliss, isn't it? Ever heard the phrase, laughter is the best medicine? I have. I used to be a huge advocate for that phrase. But is it? Is it the best medicine? Really? Sure, it might make you feel better for that brief moment, but it doesn't change anything. It doesn't alter the reason you needed a good laugh in the first place. It's just a fleeting moment of false joy. Ever notice how if we laugh too much, we cry? Something to think about. Oh, sorry, I'm being awfully morbid. I've just had some bad encounters with laughter. People say actions speak louder than words, which is true, but I would say that laughter speaks louder than actions. Actions are generally thought through. You think before you act, but you don't think before you laugh. Laughter is an instinct, and it's a great way to tell who a person really is by what they laugh at or who they laugh at. Yeah, it's not until you laugh that you think, ooh, should I have laughed at that? And by then, it's too late. The damage has been done. Because although laughter brings joy to the person doing it, it can really hurt the people it's aimed at. It can do serious harm. Laughter isn't something that comes easy to most people. So to do something that causes laughter is a challenge, and it can send you crazy. What did I do? Why did they laugh at me? What's wrong with me? Is everyone laughing at me? Sleepless night after sleepless night, spiralling down this path of anxiety just because someone laughed. To the laugher, it was a harmless moment. It meant nothing. But to the laughed at, that moment can have a huge effect on their life. Now, I'm not saying you should never laugh, but just try and think before you laugh. Yeah, just try and control it. Because you never know who it might affect. Being a stand-up comedian, I was a target of laughter every day of my life. I'm not complaining about that. I was literally asking to be laughed at for a living. And I wasn't being laughed at, I was being laughed with. I was the up-and-comer. People loved me because I had mastered the balance between riffing with the audience and sticking to the script. I was offering people not just a moment of laughter, but an entire evening of it. An entire evening to escape, to forget about life and pay money to laugh at someone. Well, with someone, I mean. With someone who has literally centred their whole career around laughter. Someone who can take it. I learnt to laugh at myself at a young age. I was a bully's nightmare. No matter how much they would take the mick, I would just laugh with them. Keep 'em coming, I would say. It was like a boxing match. I was just taking punches until they got tired and knocked themselves out. That definitely happens in boxing matches all the time, right? Anyway, I got the last laugh. I was a successful comedian, breaking into shows like Mock the Week and Would I Lie to You? It's always the bullied, not the bully, who amounts to something in life. They build up a thick skin from a young age, because it never gets worse than that. When people say bullies are the worst, they're not joking. But I'd like to thank my bullies, because you helped me achieve my dreams. And you know what? I hope they turn their lives around. I hope they're moderately bearable people nowadays. Anyway, stand-up was my life, and I was having a ball. I loved making people laugh. But there were one form of laughter I didn't account for. One form of laughter that I could not handle. The laughter you can't hear. The laughter of thousands, if not millions, of people behind their computer screens. Social media. The most dangerous weapon ever created. Because this laughter comes in the form of words, horrible, nasty words that people are allowed to say with very little consequence, if any. Silverfish, they used to call me. They made accounts about me. First name Silver, last name Fish. They said I looked like one. Imagine that, being told by millions of people that you resemble a silverfish. Have you ever seen a silverfish? They're rank. No one likes a silverfish. I'd received a lot of hate prior to this, but this is the one that stuck. The one that never left me alone. It resulted in people heckling me in my shows, just shouting silverfish. In one show, the entire audience just started chanting it over and over. I ran off stage crying. That was it. That was the one that broke me. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm the camel. Oh, why couldn't they have called me a camel? I would have loved that. A silverfish. That was too much. I don't know why, but it triggered me in a way nothing has ever done before. It tore through that thick skin. I quit stand-up. I couldn't do it. But as soon as people heard I'd quit, the hate got worse. I received death threats. I received message upon message of pictures of silverfish. One time I received a box of silverfish in the post. I'm not joking. It was literally a box filled with silverfish. I had to make it stop. I moved house. I deleted all of my social media accounts. I changed my email. I did everything I could to make it stop. But it was still all I thought about. All I dreamed about. I needed to escape it. Social media used to be my escape. But I couldn't do that anymore. I needed something new or somewhere new. So I went for a walk and I found this place. Greenwich Observatory. Wow. Every day I come here, it amazes me. It's so beautiful and so quiet. There's no laughter. And not just here, but in my head too. I could sit here for days just existing, at peace with my thoughts. I don't know what it is about this place that stops the noise. I've sat in other areas, but the noise continues everywhere I go, just not here. It's particularly silent at sunset, which I'll watch every day. It's beautiful. It's like the sun is being silenced along with my thoughts. The redness of the sky is like a purge of all things wrong with the day that's just been. It's wiping out the negativity and getting ready for a clean slate. It's mystifying. Once you start looking, you can't take your eyes off it. It draws you in as it paints itself a new story every evening, hypnotising anyone who looks at it. There's a group of people here who I see every day. It's like we're part of a cult. Devout followers of the sky. We're controlled by it. I guarantee every one of us plans our days around the sunset. It literally dictates our lives, but none of us complain. None of us mind. None of us say a word, in fact. I've never heard a word out of any of their mouths. But I like it that way. We have a bond deeper than words. Our bond is with the sky and our shared appreciation of it. Sometimes I think, I wonder what they're all thinking. I wonder if they recognise me. If they do or not, they don't care who I am. They don't care about my past. I can just tell. There is no judgment here. Except towards newcomers who steal someone's space. I'll tell you, I was lucky when I arrived for the first time. I found my own place. But there were some funny looks at first, but I was quickly accepted. But if anyone arrives and steals one of our spaces, we may as well be shooting laser beams out our eyes. It's funny, really. I'd laugh if I hadn't learned to control it. But yeah, no matter what happens, none of us talk. None of us even move, really. Except every now and then, one of us will approach her. I don't know who she is, but she's not one of us. She's been here since the dawn of time, for all I know. I'm convinced she's the reason none of us talk. She doesn't let us. Or we're too afraid or something. I don't know. But every so often, one of us Sky Cultists approaches her and just has a breakdown, almost instantly. The most recent was my suited and booted friend over there. He brought his mum with him that day. I assume it was his mum. Anyway, we all smiled and made her feel welcome. But then he started to look worried. He walked up to the woman and just broke down into tears. He looked at us for help. I wanted to, but I felt like I couldn't. I smiled at him, but that was all I could do. It was like something was stopping me from moving. Luckily, his mum picked him up off the floor, comforted him, and they left. And then he showed up the next day as if it never happened. I can't explain how I felt during that moment, but I decided it was my turn. I had to try and understand what it is about this woman and us sunset regulars, and why didn't she have an effect on Suitman's mum? So one day, as the sun got real low, I approached her. I slowly charged at her long platinum hair, her pale skin, her motionless body. As I got closer, I got colder, but I was sweating. It's like I was waiting in the wings, about to go on stage. The nerves, the stomach pain, the sudden self-loathing, anxiety, all of it came flooding to me at once. The laughter came back. All the laughter I'd ever heard came rushing into my head. I tried to stop it. I tried to breathe, but I couldn't. I kept going. I got closer and closer to her, to the point that I was so close to her hair I could almost feel it with my nose. But as I was looking at her hair, I saw that it wasn't hair at all. It was thousands of silverfish crawling up and down, up and down. It was the most horrifying thing I'd ever seen in my life. I'd gagged. I slowly walked away. As I did, I felt this horrible feeling of guilt fly through me. I looked at the sky, and in the stars I saw the words, "Stop lying." I felt sick. I had to leave. I had to run. But I couldn't run, and the laughter, it got louder and louder, and the pain got worse. I could hear the sound of the silverfish running up and down this woman's back, and suddenly all the memories came rushing back, and I couldn't. I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing, okay? I didn't know, and I didn't mean to, and I didn't think it would kill her. I used to pick on the audience. I saw this one woman near the front. She was tiny. She was so frail. She looked so tired. She had this long grey hair. I said she looked like a silverfish. It was never aimed at me. That was a lie. I got the cameras to focus on her. Everyone loved it. We were all laughing so much. She hardly moved. She was mortified. She had come to my show for a laugh, for an escape. But all she got was torment. And it didn't stop there. After the show, people took to social media, slaughtering her with words, making memes of her. She couldn't take it. She took her own life 2 weeks after my show. It was my fault. I killed that woman. That's why people started calling me Silverfish. Not because I looked like one, but because I killed someone who I thought did. People found it funny. That's when they started chanting it. That's when I quit stand-up. I took it too far. I didn't think before I laughed. I just laughed. Now I do whatever I can to escape laughter. Laughter's not the best medicine. Laughter's a killer.